What's going on, guys? Good afternoon, it's Adam from Green Auto Services, and in today's video I am heading out to see an existing customer. He has a 2019 VW Transporter and he came out to his vehicle after work and he had a flat tyre. He put some air in it just to get himself home and he actually thinks he can see why it's going flat. So we're going to go around the corner, just assess the damage, see if it can be repaired or not, and then go from there. So stay tuned and I will see you guys at the vehicle. Okay guys, here we go. So we are at the customer's house. This is his VW Transporter. I've already gone to remove the wheel bolts and actually can't get the wheel off, so it is seized to the hub. So this is where, with a little bit of gentle persuasion, I can actually get it off. Okay, so this wheel is super seized on there. So what I actually have to do whilst hitting it with the hammer, I've taken the handbrake off so I can actually rotate it and start to evenly work its way off the hub. And then once I've got it off the hub, I'll then show you why it's done that, how we rectify it, and then go from there. So, as I'm sure you know, mate, this is why it's all seized on there. So, from factory, when the wheel goes on, there is no protective coating between the disc or the hub and the wheel. So basically, once we've got it off, we just need to clean around the entire centre of the hub there and inside of the wheel, and then it will go back on and off much easier. Okay, so we've now got the wheel at the back of the van. Let's just get you focused in on that one. There we go. This is actually really straightforward. The customer already spotted it and it is super obvious. As you can probably see here, we have got what looks to be a 13mm bolt stuck right in the middle of the tread. So we'll just double check that it is leaking. Again, the classic soapy water. Yeah, there we go. And you can probably see it. Straight away, bubbling, lovely. Now the good news is it's gone in completely straight through a main groove in the complete dead centre of the tyre, so that is undoubtedly a repairable puncture. So let's get this out, get the tyre off and get it sorted. Alright then guys, so if you've seen the previous video where I did a puncture repair on the Audi, exactly the same principle. Next thing we need to do is take our bearing tool or drill bit, and we're actually going to make a nice clean hole or pilot hole for the new puncture repair to go into. Okay, next, let's get the tyre off. Okay, now I do know for a fact that with this particular vehicle there is no TPMS sensors in the wheel, they're just normal rubber valves. But always a side of caution, I want to place the valve right underneath the boom arm to actually avoid damaging the TPMS valve, or the TPMS sensor if there was one, when I'm taking the tyre off. Okay, there we go, just a normal rubber valve. We're going to change out that valve for a new one, all part of good practice. Out the old. And in with the new. Okay, so before I address the puncture in the tyre, I've just gone ahead and started cleaning up the edges of the rims, ready for the tyre to go back on to ensure a nice airtight seal. Going back to earlier how I couldn't remove the wheel off the hub, the best thing I'm going to do is, whilst I'm here, is just clean the inside of the actual alloy where it sits on the hub, because there is just a whole ton of corrosion in there. So anything, a wire wheel or anything like that, just to get in there, clean it all off, will be absolutely sufficient. There we are, as easy as that. Now fortunately the wire wheel was pretty much the perfect size to go straight in there, which makes my job even easier. So I'm going to go ahead now, remove the old wheel weights, because we're going to be rebalancing the whole thing, clean up the edges where the weights would sit, so it's much easier for me to balance up. And whilst I'm in the process of cleaning the wheel, I might as well come out here and actually clean up the hub where the wheel sits. So you want to make sure you just take your wire brush again and just get all the dry corrosion off that centre hub. There we are, and all done. Alrighty, so this is the inside of the tyre. As you can see, this is the pilot hole made straight through the tread with the burring tool earlier. So again, just like the previous video, we're just going to smooth out this area and then put some cement in to then put the actual puncture plug straight through. Okay, there we go. So this is just where I've smoothed off the area around the pilot hole, just using the wire wheel. So it's now prepped for the cement to go down and the plug to go in. Okay, so here we go with the blue cement. Just make a nice thin layer around the hole. There we go, easy as that. And we'll just get you in there to have a little look. In a minute. There we go. And this is the repair plug. In here? Yeah. It's going to go in there, yeah. So with the base off, just going to go straight through. And then just with a tight pair of grips, just gently pull that through and let go. And then again, just take off the excess. There we go. And that is the puncture repaired. Okay, so just before I balance it up, I've got the wheel on the machine, and if you can see just here, marked by my mark earlier, here is the puncture repair that we've done. So let's get a little bit of leak detector on there. As you can see, that is no longer leaking. So that's a successful repair. So let's get it balanced up, back on the vehicle, and then we'll show you how to reset the TPMS system. Okay, there we are guys. So the puncture repair has been carried out and it was successful, so it's no longer leaking in that tyre. I've put the wheel back on the vehicle, I've checked all the tyre pressures all around. You can find the tyre pressures on these vehicles inside the pillar on the inside the driver's door. It will have all the information you need to be able to put the appropriate pressures in. For this particular vehicle, it's a whopping 57 psi on the front and 48 psi on the rear. So I've gone ahead and done that. We are now inside the VW transporter itself. So what I want to do now is reset the TPMS system. Now, just talking a little bit earlier about there not being a TPMS sensor in the wheel, this system, just like the Audi, works all through the ABS system. The ABS picks up the wheel rotation, and due to a flat tyre, the rotation will be slightly slower, and therefore it will ping on the TPMS light. So I'm going to show you the instrument cluster now. I'm going to start the vehicle up and I'll show you exactly what's going on. So I'll just flip you around. Okay, so over here straight away we have the TPMS light on constantly. Now it's not flashing indicating a fault, it's just indicating that there is a potential flat tyre. Now we have rectified it, but we do need to reset the system. I'm going to quickly turn the ignition off and then on again, purely because you'll see a quick message. Hopefully it will come up again. There we are, pressure loss set, all tyre pressures and store again. So you get a little message whenever the TPMS light comes on, and then the message goes away but the light will stay on. Okay, so there are a few ways, depending on the model of your vehicle, how to reset the TPMS light. On a lot of Volkswagens, particularly Polos and Golfs, this square little blanking plug, that normally is actually a TPMS button. So you press and hold that, there'll be a picture of a tyre with an exclamation mark. You can press and hold that and that will reset the TPMS system. So press and hold it for about 3 to 5 seconds. The light on the instrument cluster will flash and then go out, but not in this one. So that's just a blanking plug, and that is inside the glove box. Sometimes it'll be through the infotainment system. Normally you hit menu and there'll be a tab for your car, but in this respect it is not through the infotainment system either. It is actually through your steering wheel buttons, which control the cluster in the center here. So I'm just going to bring you in. So basically, using these buttons either side of the OK button, you want to scroll through the menu until you get to settings. There we go. And then using the up or the down and up buttons, or up and down buttons, however you want to look at it, you then want to scroll down to tyre pressures, hit the OK button on the steering wheel, and it will say when all tyre pressures have been checked, please store. So we're going to make sure store is highlighted, press OK, And then it's just reconfirming, do all 4 tyre pressures match the required values? Yes, we've double checked it on the door pillar in the driver's door. Oh, it's timed out a bit. Let's go down again. So yeah, you've got to be a little bit quick, otherwise it'll time out. So tyre pressures, store, down to confirm, hit the OK button, and there we go, straight away, tyre pressure stored, and you may have seen the TPMS light has gone off. So you can cycle the ignition, turn everything back on again, and there we go. We have no messages, no more TPMS light, and one happy customer. Okay, and there we have it, guys, all done for the day. So a very straightforward puncture repair on a VW Transporter. So we've learned a little bit of how a puncture repair is carried out, and we've also, more importantly, learned how to reset the TPMS system once all the pressures have been double checked and match the value that is meant to be on the vehicle. So on that note, if you've enjoyed what you've watched, or perhaps learned a little something, please don't hesitate to drop us a like, and more importantly, hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for watching. Really appreciate your support. I am Adam from Green Auto Services, and we'll see you guys in the next video.